Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Informal back with a new podcast. This time we are on the 26th edition of Mr. Informal podcast. I hope you are enjoying your weekend and also your week. And happy Father's Day to all of the fathers out there. And hopefully you are doing great today. And so the topics for today, we have 4 topics for today, and they are big ones. I'm sure you have heard of them. First one is Amazon buys Whole Foods. That could basically change the whole grocery industry market. Basically, it's a game changer, especially since Amazon is buying them. Second topic, Walmart buys online e-commerce men's online e-commerce bonobos or bonobos, however you want to pronounce it. This is one of those acquisition that bonobos fans or consumers are not happy about, since it is Walmart. They have a bad reputation, but this is something that Walmart sees as a smart move for their portfolio, and so hopefully it would work out, and I'll tell you what I think of it. Another third topic is anti-Trump fashion. As the new president of the United States, new government, new legacy, new era of the United States has started under the Trump administration. We have a lot of resistance movement, protests, riots in regards to this current administration, and the fashion industry is taking advantage of that in terms of profits and also marketing. Last but not least, the fourth topic is mobile security is very stagnant right now. There's no progress. I have not heard or even read any mobile security or mobile shopping security is what I'm trying to say, because there hasn't been any improvement on that. And so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so those are the 4 topics that I will be talking about. And so let's start with the first topic. So the first topic is Walmart buys Whole Foods at about $14 billion. That is big. Now, first and foremost, there is a Whole Foods here in my area. It's quite expensive. You just buy 2 items, it becomes $20. That's a lot of money. It is not cheap. They sell a lot of organic, all natural, no steroids, basically a lot of all natural stuff when it comes to meat, produce, items, and so on. But what does this really mean for Amazon? Well, for one, I think it means that they want to have a brick and mortar presence. 2, they want to have a grocery retail store, because they opened a self-checkout grocery store in Seattle as an experiment, and so they want to provide a retail chain with Amazon backing on it. Now, I'm not entirely sure if Whole Foods is going to run independently even after being bought by Amazon, but what I think is Amazon will take over Whole Foods is, one, they will provide Whole Foods items in Amazon.com, which can be shipped in a lot of places, so that gives Whole Foods again more places to ship. Not only that, Amazon has the expertise to ship. They have the capital, they also have the expertise, and so I wouldn't say giving, I would say more presence and more recognition. And also, if you're a fan of Whole Foods, the shipping could be cheaper, more items can be available to ship to you, so that's great. Now, what does this mean for Whole Foods itself? Well, for one, obviously there's going to be a change. I don't know how much change, but I do hope that the prices could be cheaper. I'm not entirely sure whether that's good or a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. Obviously, what this also means is that Amazon Fresh, the delivery, the delivery section of Amazon, you can have Whole Foods produce delivered to you, so that's a great thing. You don't have to drive to Whole Foods anymore. And what does this mean for the competition? Well, the competition is certainly sees this as a threat, from my opinion, because since Amazon will take over Whole Foods for sure, like I said, Whole Foods item can now be shipped to a lot more places. The shipping would be cheaper. Obviously, Amazon's Fresh can deliver Whole Foods right to your doorstep depending on your area. And not only that, they have Amazon backing on it. Capital, investments, expertise, again, shipping. I mean, if I was Trader Joe's, I would seize this as a threat. Gilson Market or any all types of all natural produce market. Yeah, this is a big one. This is a game changer for Amazon. But in the end, I actually think Amazon do want to own a brick and mortar store, because you can't really replace a brick and mortar store compared to online, because a brick and mortar you can physically touch the item, unlike online. And so we'll see how this goes. Since there is a Whole Foods market around my area, I'll see how it's going to change in the next months or years. And I can't wait till if Whole Foods do decide to change the way they process, maybe the way they sell, the way they ship, the way they provide. I mean, we'll see. Man, the funny thing is, at the same day that Amazon bought Whole Foods, it's also the same day Walmart buys Bonobos or Bonobos. They bought it at around $310 million. Now, for just a background, Bonobos started out as an online only fashion e-commerce store for men's, and then they started growing, expanding, and they opened up a retail store. And it's not cheap. Bonobos is actually an upscale men's fashion retailer. And so Walmart buys them. So what does this really mean from the articles that I have read? Well, for one, the owner was looking for higher capital backing or higher financial backing. Two, probably can provide Walmart expertise in terms of online fashion retail, because Walmart was lacking in the online fashion. All they have is just Walmart.com. They're not strong in fashion. That's obvious. So they thought that they would buy Bonobos just for that. It's for the expertise of selling online, also fashion. What does that mean to Walmart? Well, Walmart could provide them with financial backing, obviously, and at the same time they would get the data and information and also expertise from Bonobos in terms of how to run a good online retailer, also men's fashion, or even could be women's fashion. And so Walmart sees that. But I think the biggest thing that I see Walmart doing this is just having the portfolio of Bonobos, because you have to remember, Walmart also bought Jet.com. It's an online retail store, not fashion, but just a general online retailer store. They did that because they want to compete with Amazon. If Walmart didn't buy Jet.com, Walmart itself cannot compete with Amazon. So they bought Jet.com, and now they bought Bonobos for the fashion expertise. And so with this, you're looking at Walmart projection could be bigger than Amazon, because I think that's what they also intend to do, is that, hey, we got to get bigger and be better than Amazon. So you know what, let's buy these companies who are specialized in these types of online retailing, and so we're good to go. But the fact is that I think Walmart could also improve internally. I mean, you don't need to buy Jet.com or even Bonobos to be bigger than Amazon. I think it helps, but internally you also got to improve upon yourself. Could be better people, hiring important people that are have expertise in certain fields of online retailing. Not only that, Walmart itself has a bigger brick and mortar presence than Amazon.com. So that's what's going with Walmart. They're much better than Amazon when it comes to brick and mortar. And obviously cheaper prices too, but we have a bad reputation off of that because of a lot of people. But in terms of Bonobos itself, a lot of its fans and consumers who buys from them are not happy with the acquisition because they think, oh, Bonobos is going to be sold at Walmart. But what the owner is telling us from the article I've been reading is that no, that's not going to happen. Bonobos is going to run independently. It's going to run autonomously. But I don't really know. We'll see how that goes, because when a bigger company buys you, obviously they want to influence, they want to change certain things. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to go. I think if Bonobos did this just for financial backing, I think they could have they could have went somewhere else other than Walmart. Heck, they could have probably been done by Target or heck, Amazon. Why not? Or Google or Apple or somewhere else, or an investment firm, or heck, a capital firm, whatever. It doesn't have to be Walmart, because when Walmart suddenly buys you, suddenly a lot of consumers don't even want to buy from you anymore because you're backed by Walmart. Just for the name and reputation alone, nobody likes Walmart, and it's just sad, but that's the reality of it all. A lot of these big companies are buying small stores online left and right, but at the same time, if you're the owner of that small store, that's a big paycheck. I wouldn't mind seeing that, right? And so on to the third topic. With this new regime, our new president, Donald Trump, I've noticed a lot of fashion, or a lot of the brands are taking advantage of this movement, which is the resistance, the anti-Trump protest, the anti-Trump government, anything anti-Trump. And they're taking advantage of that in terms of graphics, prints, posters, hats, accessories. And I'm not entirely sure if consumers even notice, because I really want the consumers to notice this, because the fashion industry will take advantage of any moment so they can make a quick buck. And to me, that's not good, because fashion should not be political. I think that fashion should be neutral when it comes to these things. I'm not saying I'm pro-Trump. I'm saying that we'll see how he does, because from past presidents, they've always had bad things. They'll have good and bad. So you don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I do understand that the economic growth is unstable right now. No one knows what's going to happen. But in terms of the topic alone, two things that's happening with this anti-Trump fashion. Obviously, marketing and capitalization of this movement. Now, if I create a t-shirt that says resistance to our current government, current president, and I make a lot of money, it sells good, a lot of celebrities wear it. I'm making a profit off the anti-Trump protest and this new movement and these riots. But the fact is that the people who are creating these protests, they're not making a quick buck. They're trying to send a message stating that, hey, we don't like this president and so we don't like this government, so and so. But the fact is that when they see something like this, it's bad, because they're working hard to send a message while the fashion industry is just trying to make a quick buck. They don't really care about the movement. These fashion companies, from my understanding, is that if you really care about the movement, you wouldn't need to create all these shirts and fashion. I mean, you could do something else. Obviously, you could support it. You could do a walk. You could support the protests, or you could even be part of a walk, or you could be part of something bigger. It doesn't have to make a quick buck. It doesn't have to sell. But that's what's happening right now. And it's sad, but somebody or somehow or some companies will always make a profit of something like this, any moment. Now, whether you see that good or bad, you see that's ethical, you see that's evil, you see that that's just for profiting, you don't really care about the movement, well, then that's for you to decide. And there are others out there who just take advantage of that, and to me that's quite sad. Because again, I'm gonna go back to the point where if you're just trying to make a quick buck, then that's you. I understand business is business, but if you really care about the movement, then be part of the movement. Don't just see it from the outside and make something out of it so you can make some quick money. Actually go into the walk, go into the protest, go part of the message. And that doesn't, and you don't need to spend money on that. You can just walk with them and be part of it. And that's what's being lost right now in this anti-Trump fashion movement, is because a lot of these companies are taking advantage of it, making a quick profit. But the fact is that if they actually care about it, then they would tell you. But they don't want to be political, because when they become political, a lot of their fans and a lot of people will criticize them for that. No, last but not least is the mobile shopping security concerns that I have. Now, I'm sure many of you have shopped online or purchased anything online via your phone, your tablet, your pads, your slates, your laptops, and all that. But in terms of security, are you actually secure? Is your credit card or your debit card or any important information about you is secure and not just being passed by to ads or not being traced by hackers? Well, from my observation in a lot of articles, it seems like there has not been any improvement in terms of security for mobile shopping. That is concerning to me, because everyone knows, and and I know, that our phones keep a lot of logs, and it traces. Not only that, it also sends data to whoever, it could be Google, Apple, Microsoft, or any online companies. Sends the data about us, about what we do online, what we shop for, what kind of items we like, and so on and so on. And that is quite concerning, because it shouldn't have to be like that. Not only that, they have not even tried to improve mobile shopping. And a lot of these wireless payments, such as Apple Pay, Android Pay, Samsung Pay, again, to me, they're not even secure. If they are that secure, then we shouldn't even have to hear about these hacking news or data breach or even payment breaches, or all of these things. Because to me, I don't think I have ever shopped on my phone because of those reasons. I don't even want these companies to even get all my data for free. If you want my data, you better pay me. But that's not happening. But the sad fact is that the most concerning thing about this is that you as a consumer don't seem to care. And when you don't seem to care, that is quite concerning. Because when you're shopping and you're putting your credit card number or your debit card number, you don't even realize that your phone is actually keeping record of this. It actually keeps a log. It also keeps a data profile of you in these websites, such as, let's say, Amazon.com or even Target.com. When you order Target.com online or with your phone, suddenly they have your credit card number, and then boom. I'm sure you heard of this. Last year, Target.com, or it could be the year before, had a data breach. Over millions of consumer names and profiles and also credit card numbers were breached. And that's absolutely crazy. And the worst part about it is I do not see any protests. I do not see any concerns, any complaints from us consumers. But yet we have anti-Trump protest. I don't get it. I absolutely do not get it. So this is what I mean. There has not been any improvement when it comes to mobile shopping in terms of security, because I think that consumers just don't care. All they care is, well, you know what? I don't really care. It's my thing, my car. What are they gonna do to me? I have nothing to hide. But that's the mindset that it should be concerning. Because if you get hacked or someone has your identity, you've been hit by identity theft, suddenly you're concerned about it. So why does it take that much? Or why do you wait until your card number or even your social security is stolen until you finally do something about it? And these security firms or all these companies don't even care about security. Look at Target.com. They've been hit twice, and I don't see any improvement when it comes to the security, and that is quite concerning to me. If there was a way, I think Apple Pay does this, is you store your credit card number on Apple Pay, and then Apple Pay will generate these random numbers. And then when you scan it or you tap it in onto the cashier machine or your card machine, whatever you want to call them, it will give that a fake number to it, and then it will process it and it's approved. So that means that your actual credit card number is not being given to the machine. That's pretty good. But the fact is that if people still put their credit card number onto their phones when to buy shopping, that is quite concerning. I believe that if we really want to make a change, we gotta get our voices heard. Tell these companies, look, you can't be messing around. You gotta put security as your top two or your top number one. Because the right to privacy is on our Constitution, which is the Bill of Rights. And when these companies don't respect that, heck, especially if our president don't respect that, then we gotta let our voices heard. We gotta go out there. And that is quite concerning. Yes, there is a stagnant for mobile shopping security, but at the same time, if it's being stolen, then we gotta let them know. In the future, maybe we gotta let our voices heard. Maybe we have to shout. Maybe we have to yell. You never know. But we can't just pick and choose what kind of subjects we gotta protest. We gotta realize that we have the freedom to always get our voices heard. And when we as a collective group do that, a lot of these companies are willing to change. Heck, even our government are also willing to change. And so that concludes this 26th edition of the Mr. Informal podcast. I hope you learned something today. I hope you listened to me the whole way. I know it's just me. And hopefully you learned something today, and hopefully the things I say can make you think and can make you have a positive change. Since this is the 26th edition, I just want to say happy Father's Day. And this is Mr. Informal signing out, and I will see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye.